To go along with our yummy chef salad that we made, I'm going to make some homemade blue cheese dressing. You might be asking yourself, why not just go buy some dressing from the store? Why do you have to always be extra, Lisa? Well, the reason why I make my own dressing is because I like knowing exactly what's in it. I feel like I get a much tastier product, and I am diabetic. Almost every commercially made dressing contains a lot of sugar or sugar products, some sort of sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, something that's sugary. So I like to eliminate the risk of taking in too much sugar because I'm using commercially made products. Plus, I think mine taste really, really yummy. So I'm going to show you how to make this blue cheese dressing. If you're not a blue cheese dressing fan, that's fine. I totally understand that. Not everybody loves that, the flavor of that kind of funky blue cheese. Me personally, I love it. I love blue cheese for dips. I love blue cheese for dressing. If you want to know how to make other dressings, just drop a comment below and let me know what dressing you are wanting to see me do, and I will create a quick video short of that and publish it for you. So let's get started with our blue cheese dressing. For our blue cheese dressing, I want to show you the ingredients that we have, everything that is going in it. So first, we've got 1 cup of sour cream, 1/3 cup of mayo. It's a total of 6 ounces of crumbled blue cheese. I separated it though, because this 2 ounces of blue cheese is going to get melted and mixed into the liquid part of the mixture. It absolutely intensifies the flavor, and I love that. Then we've got 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. We're going to put in some hot sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, however you say that. And then there's a little bit of garlic powder, and I'm going to be using dried parsley for this recipe. Now, I normally use fresh parsley for the recipe, but when I placed my shipped order to get the products to make this, they were out of fresh parsley, and so I was like, I'll just shift to dried. So a little tip about when you're using herbs, if a recipe calls for whatever, let me rephrase that. Whatever the recipe calls for in fresh herbs, you want to use about 1/3 of that in dried, because the dried herb flavor is much more intense. So this particular recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of dried parsley to make sure that I don't overwhelm it with the taste of parsley. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's get started mixing up this blue cheese dressing. So you're going to need a bowl, not a huge bowl. I guess that's about a medium-sized bowl, okay? And you're going to first mix up everything except for your crumples of blue cheese. So that we're going to start with our sour cream, okay? I love these little measuring cups for a solid product that allows you to just squeeze it out and it all pokes out of the top. Okay, so there's your sour cream. Here is the dreaded mayonnaise. Again, yuck. Okay. And you just scrape any excess off of there. Okay, and then I want to go in with my 1/3 cup of heavy cream. Just pour it right in there. Get it all out because you've measured this precisely, so you want all your stuff out of there. 2 teaspoons of this sauce. If you know how to pronounce it, yay for you. I do not. Oh. Oh, this is pretty empty here. Okay. There's 1 teaspoon, and I spilled a little bit, so I'm going to adjust. It's the beautiful thing about, savory recipes. The precision is not as critical as it is when you're baking. If I was baking and I spilled like that, I'd be panicked a little bit. Okay? And then one ingredient that I think I forgot to tell you guys about when I showed all of the ingredients was the lemon juice. So I need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice from a fresh lemon. So I have that here. I've already squeezed the lemon. So I'm going to go into it like this to try to avoid getting seeds in there, because I do not want the seeds. Okay. And if I had been a little bit more careful, I would have used a strainer when, got seeds in there. When I was squeezing, that way I wouldn't have to worry about the seeds. But I can get it this way. Okay, so there's 2 tablespoons of your fresh lemon juice. I need 1 teaspoon of parsley. Since I've already used the 1 teaspoon measuring spoon and I haven't cleaned it, I'm going to use the 1/2 twice, because I don't want to stick that spoon with the Worcestershire sauce into my little spice dish here. So I'm just going to use this twice. We always improvise, and we thought we wouldn't ever need math again. So our teachers told us, and they were correct. Okay, and then this just gets like a little, it says a pinch, and I'm just going to do a little bit of sprinkle of garlic, just like that. Okay, 1.5 of hot sauce. Okay. Now with the hot sauce, I can use the 1 teaspoon again. So here's 1. And a half. Now, since we have all of those ingredients in there, I'm just going to take this spatula out and I'm going to whisk it up really well. You probably have noticed that I use a whisk quite a lot. And that's because I find that a whisk is better when you need to incorporate a lot of things very, very quickly. I will eventually move to some sort of spoon or maybe even that rubber spatula again. But initially, I like to get in there and just get things really moving. And I find that a whisk does that better than anything else in the kitchen. Okay, and when you are whisking, this can be very tiring. You can reach, oh, you know what, you guys? There I am talking, and I forgot my very important ingredient, the melted blue cheese. I definitely want that in there. But I was saying that whisking can get very tiring if you have to do it for a long time. The trick to whisking is that it's not so much using your hand as it is your elbow, okay? And you just want to you're moving your elbow and making this motion. And I have, old lady wrists and elbows, so I get tired very quickly, but it's worth it, okay? So I've got that pretty well mixed up. I'm satisfied with that. So I'm going to get the excess off best that I can. And now I'm going to add in my crumbles of blue cheese. Okay. Let's get that stirred in. Now we've made our homemade blue cheese dressing. I stored mine in a mason jar, and I can put a chalk sticker on here, and I can write what's in here and the date so that I will know how long it's been in my fridge. The one thing about making things from scratch, like salad dressings and things that sometimes will last a long time if you don't have a big family, is that you really have to watch how long it's been in your refrigerator. Remember, we don't have any preservatives in our homes the way that big manufacturers do. That's one of the great things about cooking at home and cooking from scratch, but it's also a bit of a blessing and a curse, because that means that you need to eat things a little bit quicker than if they were commercially made. Okay, I hope that you enjoy this dressing. Please remember, if you would rather have a different flavor of dressing, drop it in the comments and I will show a video creating some different varieties. We can do a vinaigrette, we can do a buttermilk ranch, we can do whatever it is that you want. So I hope that you guys enjoy the salad, enjoy the homemade dressing with it. Go off and be great. I will see you next week.